Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And welcome back to Fine Living here on 1240 Radio WOMT each and every week with the one and the only Mr. Jim Reif.
Come on, Terry, you got to go softer. That's way too high for me. So
how are you today,
I'm
sir?
pretty good. Yourself?
Excellent. Jim, we are going to take today's show and just kind of like recap what we've been talking about for the past several weeks here, really about the design build experience when an individual, a customer, a family works with Jim Reif Builders.
Thank you, Terry. And that's correct. I mean, it's not only in regards to new homes, which we've been talking about for the past few weeks here, but it's also in regards to renovation projects, additions, so on and so forth. Where we have the ability in our office. I have an on-staff designer, Tom Arndt, his name is, and he'd work with the clients and help them through the process. So we'll have meetings with them, and then we'll move their blueprints and so on.
Quick question for you, Jim. Are there projects too small that you won't touch?
We tackle almost anything, Terry.
Okay.
I mean, and as far as too small, when I go out to a project, look at something, and I've hung storm doors for people and stuff like that, but usually we try to tell them that's going to be on a time and material basis because it just takes too much effort and there's not enough money into it to do a bid.
Yep.
So just here's our rate, and we'll come over and take care of it. And a lot of people agree to that. They understand.
And then, I mean, my thought here is, if there's a listener out there, maybe an elderly listener by chance that is unable to do some smaller projects that they want done around the home, they can definitely contact Jim Reif Builders, and you guys can come out there and help them as well.
They can, yes, that's correct. We can stop by and take a look at the project.
Okay, excellent. So continuing on with the design and build experience, again, it's not just for new construction, it's remodeling projects. Reviewing last week's show specifically, we talked a lot about the fact that you can't just give someone an instant price for a new home construction. There's no X dollar per square footage of a house because there's so many variables that come into play, and even personal preferences depending on what kind of fixtures or appliances or whatever they may want to put in the home.
That's correct, and it varies a lot, but we try to give people a budget for starters. So when we talk about if they're going to remodel a kitchen, it's going to cost approximately this many dollars. And that way we kind of focus in if that is something they understand and can afford, because some cases people can't. They may think it costs less because of, you may see the shows on TV and so on and so forth. They're flipping houses and we got it for this much. So we try to go through those pricings, through the initial meetings, and then move to blueprints and then move to hard price. And all this can move fairly quick depending on some of the client's decisions too. So if the client can be prepared, have notes, some pictures maybe, your wants and wish list type thing, and that all speeds the process.
Sure. Jim, what is really the process itself?
Well, it's meeting to discuss the project, and whether it's a new home again or a renovation addition project, talking about a budget, what they'd like, the wishes and wants list. We take a lot of time to listen to the client.
And I know that's a key factor with Jim Reif Builders is the fact that you do take time to meet with people and really listen to what they're looking for, what their needs are. You mentioned the wish list and the want list. Sometimes, unfortunately, maybe the wishes are not possible within a budget.
And then that's correct, but we can also break that down and give them opportunities if they want to pick a few of them.
Sure.
They can.
Or plan for the future.
That's correct. Whether it's a lower level build out or something to that effect. But there's, the key thing is to get us face to face and look at something. A week ago, I met with some clients thinking about an addition here in Manitowoc. I got up to their place, and they're in a beautiful neighborhood, but if they stick all this money into the house, they won't get the money back.
Sure.
And they were concerned about that. So we went through their process. Ultimately, I got an email from them saying, thank you so much for your time, but we're not going to move ahead at this point. We just think that it's going to take care of the budget. So it's best to discuss those things so we can focus in and get everybody pointing in the right direction.
Absolutely. And I think it's absolutely important to feel comfortable and confident after you leave that appointment with yourself so that they feel comfortable working with you and your team.
Right, and I felt like I gave them as much information as I could, and hopefully they reached out and got the answers they wanted.
Awesome. Jim, a lot of great information. Time is flying by here. If in the meantime right now a listener out there is looking at doing a new home construction or remodeling project, or they just want to start talking about ideas, How can they get hold of you and your team?
Give us a call at 684-6899. We're on the web at jimreifbuilders.com. You can contact us through there and check us out on Facebook. And if you have an opportunity to cast a vote for the Herald Times Best of the Lakeshore, that would be awesome too.
Absolutely. Jim, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.